Everybody's tripping. Everybody's tripping. We gotta speed this up. Tripping. Everybody's tripping. Everybody's tripping. Dripping on these YouTube streets. Everybody's tripping. Everybody's tripping. Everybody's tripping. Tripping on these YouTube streets. If they beefing, they lying, they crying. What is the hell going on? They beefing, they lying, they crying, calling the police. Oh my God. Everybody's tripping. Tripping on these YouTube streets. What the hell is going on? Why do they have to beef? Cause everybody's tripping. Tripping on these YouTube streets. Everybody's tripping. Everybody's tripping. On YouTube street. What's going on? What's going on? Everybody's tripping. Tripping on these YouTube street. All right. I have delayed this live long enough. And oh my God, I did not mean to do that. Hello, everybody. My name is Misbehaving, and the name of this channel is Misbehaving is Fun. And we are going to discuss the Speak on a video. I'm not going all the way through it. Just want to hit some key points. In fact, there are 7 items on the agenda for tonight. So I watched the original video that Kandi Burruss put up, her Speak on It episode with Courtney Rhodes, which aired Sunday, August 27th. I watched that Speak on It. I was offended, I was disgusted, and I was outraged. There were comments made and behavior displayed, which infuriated me. Normally, Kandi Burruss is kind. She's giving. She contributes to the community. And I've never seen Kandi Burruss to be the type of person that would tear another woman down. But that video on Sunday, baby, that was crazy. And just imagine, all of this drama is over the fact that Drew Sidora denies that she ever kissed a woman. So I just want to read this little statement right here. As of now, I don't believe Kandi has issued an apology. I don't believe Kandi Burruss has posted an apology for the comments that were made in the original video. The video was taken down between 7:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. on Monday, August 28th, Eastern Standard Time. And then the video was put back up at later in the day. And the video that was put up, it had been edited. Sections of the video had been edited out. There was a voiceover on certain sections of the video, and then there was a portion where it was sped up. There have been countless content creators that have done videos over this. I'm not going to rehash anything. I just want to get to the specifics because we, the people, the fans of Real Housewives of Atlanta, we don't even know who Courtney Rhodes is. So, Harpo, who this woman? Well, what I've just discovered is that Courtney Rhodes is a rich black woman trying to fit in and reenact a stereotypical role of a ghetto black woman from the hood. I don't believe in doxing people, but I do want to point out that in the Speak On It video, Courtney told Kandi that she had divorced her husband. The divorce was finalized in December 2020. And the reason for Courtney making that comment, Kandi asked her if she would be, dating or revealing that person on the show if she had the opportunity to come back or if she was presented with the opportunity to come back. Right there, I'm paraphrasing. Courtney lied and said she got divorced in December. However, as of May of 2023, and exactly the date is May 30th, 2023, according to this, Courtney is still married. Not only is she married, her husband is well known, well connected, and he comes from a prestigious family. Um, I don't know. Now, y'all know I'm part of Team Toro. Uh, I don't know where Kenya got her information from about Courtney being homeless, but Courtney has money. Courtney married into money. And when you do a little digging, Courtney's partner, Dina Marto, she is a member on a management team for Clifford, T.I. Tip Harris. Most of you know them as T.I. and Tiny. And she had a record company. So you have that factor. You have Dina and Courtney opening their management company, but they also do crisis intervention. And I'm not going to go any further than that. You all can do the research yourself. Um, it's not that serious. I now have a greater understanding, a little bit of what's going on. I believe the night that that video was recorded, Courtney may have been intoxicated and drunk. She talked freely, made negative comments that were inappropriate, both against Drew Sidora and Drew's sister Allison. And I'm concerned about the comments that were made by both women because, as most of you are aware, Drew's father passed away this month. And part of me that feels that Kandi is insensitive is because, is because this Speak On It episode was filmed on August 9th. Drew Sidora's father, Dr. Jordan, passed away on August 11th, and Kandi went ahead and aired this Speak On It episode on August 27th, while Drew Sidora is still in mourning. I just wish Kandi would apologize. Today will be my last time ever speaking on this or mentioning it. Um, I believe that that story that has been planted about Bravo doing a reboot on RHOA is just to distract the public to get us talking about something else. I don't believe it's going to happen. And let's say it were to happen. I don't see anybody willing to come to record a show for $10,000 for the season when you know the company is going to make millions. People keep touting how successful the reboot rather of New York, Real Housewives of New York has been, but that's the problem right there. We don't support our own. You're willing to support a network that has shown you that they think less of us. There have been many housewives and other characters on different Bravo shows that have made insensitive comments towards African Americans, and they weren't forced to apologize. They weren't admonished for their behavior, but you let an African American make a comment that's insensitive or offensive to anyone that is not black, and immediately they'll have you apologize. Stop putting money in Bravo's pockets. Before they fire Bravo and NBC Universal, fire any of the ladies from Real Housewives of Atlanta, they need to fire Andy Cohen first and the production team. And I don't know if it's truly original, but they would have to go too as well. I believe that everyone on this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, just about everyone, have been working together with a fictitious storyline. Now, I will say an exception to that may be Kandi and Kenya, because Kandi wasn't aware that Courtney was coming on to RHOA, but Kandi is familiar with Courtney's business partner. And everybody knows when you come on a reality show, people will look into your background to find out what's going on, how you're living. Do you own the businesses that you say you own? Do you live where you say you live? And do you actually own that home that you say is yours? And if you have any taxes that are owed, people do that. So any skeletons that are in your closet, you're better off divulging those skeletons yourself than have someone else release them online for you. Both Drew, I'm going to give a little information on Courtney's husband. I'm not going to say his name, but her husband is an attorney. Not only is he an attorney, but he owns his own investment company. And as I stated earlier at the top of the show, he comes from a prestigious family. So really, Courtney does not have to work. I believe Courtney came on Real Housewives of Atlanta just for play and basically to keep an eye on Marlo. Due to the circles that Courtney and the people she surrounds her oh my God, I didn't say that, did I? She surrounds herself with and who she socializes with. She's from the upper crust of Atlanta. And Marlo has been known to hang around with some wealthy men or two, and there's nothing wrong with that. Get in how you fit. Ain't nobody mad but a hater. And if that hater mad, tell them to scratch their ass and get glad. But I believe that they came on um, to create this storyline, and I believe they are all involved. I really do. I just can't understand how anyone, like for example, let's get to Ralph. Ralph and Courtney, they say they're cousins, but Courtney came on the show as a friend of Sheree. And supposedly, Courtney's daughter Jayla was friends with Sheree Whitfield's children, uh, Kaylee and Cairo Whitfield. Then at some point it changed to where she's now cousins with Ralph. Both Ralph and Drew have an attorney in which they can't disclose any information. And so it's something going on. Something's not. Uh, as they say, in the buttermilk isn't clean. But there's a lot going on. Yes, it is. I'm pausing because there's there's things that I can say, but I don't want to say them because I do this as a form of entertainment. This is just like a journal or release. Just get on here and, give my opinion on what's going on. But when it comes to sharing with the public information on people that aren't on television and even on people that you may not necessarily care for, like Courtney, she rubbed us all the wrong way. But this probably is her very first time being on reality television. She was drunk. And, to me, Courtney is like a pick and save version of Tanya Sam. But Candy Burruss, what I would say to you is just to issue an apology because there are many people, millions of people throughout the United States that are living with mental illness and some that have not been diagnosed. And there's not a particular look for someone that has mental illness. You can have someone that looks perfectly well. You go to work with them every day, they laugh, they talk with you, they're energetic, they're the life of the party. But once they leave work and go home, they sleep all day, they don't eat, they're depressed. You know, in our community, we're never encouraged to seek treatment, to speak about what occurred to us. And we end up holding in those emotions until they slowly eat at us until we can no longer take it and we have a mental break from reality. There are many children that are walking around with mental illness, sad, depressed. They deal with it by overeating, risky sexual behavior, fighting, cursing. You know, we are a community where our forefathers and foremothers were enslaved and tortured and beaten and treated like animals. And if they were ever able to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and create something for themselves, it would be destroyed. Just close your eyes and imagine that your people, or maybe quite possibly you were one of those people at that time, where slavery ended. Where would you go? Where are you going to sleep? So, all that trauma, years of trauma that we've held on to, and it was passed on to the next generation with no help, no one to talk to. And if you wanted to talk to someone, they stigmatized you and made you feel as if you're crazy, you're not natural, you're not normal, you may hurt someone when that's not the case. When people tell you they're hurting, they're struggling with their day-to-day life, listen to them and believe them, don't judge them. Instead of responding negatively to someone, try to practice patience and understanding and try to imagine yourself in that situation. I work in an environment with people that have been through the worst things, but I can still see the humanity in them. There are times when they've cursed me out or may have acted as if they wanted to cause me harm. Instead of me meeting their aggression with aggression, I treat them with respect. I do establish boundaries for safety, but I treat them with respect. And eventually, most often, what happens is they'll walk away, they'll calm down, then they'll come back and apologize to me. It's something going on in the world right now where money, fast cars, expensive clothes, designer clothes, having the most followers, the most engagement online, that seems to be a priority to people. People's priority should be peace, calm, health, love, family. We all have bills to pay, but all money ain't good money. And we need to start practicing to live within our means. To the children out there, whether you're 10, 16, 24, 32, 40, forgive your parent. Tell them how they've hurt you, but when you tell them, do it with a clear mind, not under the influence of drug or alcohol. Calmly speak to your parent and tell them how they've hurt you, how they made you feel, because your opinions, your feelings matter. But at the same time, children, I need you to give your parents grace. They're not going to always do everything perfect. They're not going to do everything right. They're going to do the best that they can. It hurts a parent, no matter how old you are, when you don't want to talk to them. You don't want to see them. Eventually, that parent is going to give up. Hey, VS, thank you. Eventually, that parent will give up and not try anymore. And the worst feeling in the world is for a child to be out there in the world alone. Parents have feelings too. Parents cry, parents hurt, especially if they try to reach out to you to apologize for anything they may have said or done. When your parent, whether it's your father, your mother, whomever, when that adult comes to you to apologize for whatever they may have said or done to you, listen to them and try to accept their apology. It's okay to establish boundaries, but that's your parent. Give them grace. And to parents, it's hard raising kids. In each child is different. You can have children in the same home, you have the same value system, the same technique, the same rules for the same two children, but they turn out different. But parents never get so upset where you just let your child go when you forget about them, whether they have an addiction to alcohol or drugs. I know it's hard and you're trying to get them to stop and get them the help they need, but sometimes you have to just let them go, not for good, but until they're ready to get the help that they need. But don't stay too far away from your child, whether it's a boy or a girl. They need a parent because if the world sees that your child does not have anyone to support them, does not have anyone to advocate for them, and that does not have anyone that loves them, they will take advantage of your child, chew them up, and spit them out. Whether it's a young girl or a young boy, an older girl or older young man, people play on your weakness. They prey on your children to try to break that family bond. And mothers, put your children first before any man. That momentary pleasure is not worth a lifetime of pain. There are many children throughout the United States each day going through a traumatic event, and they're afraid to speak to their parent and tell them, and they don't tell them at school. They suffer in silence. Then all of a sudden, mother, you notice that your child is now acting out. Your child is now trying to fight you, cursing you. That's because somebody's done something to that baby. Stop leaving your children with anyone. You need to get background checks on everyone. I don't know what's going on, but it seemed like almost everyone is going mad. And if you're black, I know mental illness affects everyone, no matter their race, ethnicity, financial status, sexual orientation, or capability. Mental illness affects everyone. But I want to make a specific statement to African Americans. It's okay to pray to God, because in our community, that's what they always tell us. Take your problems to God and pray it away. But don't be afraid to seek help, professional help. And to those of you that have been diagnosed and the doctor has prescribed you medication, take your medication as prescribed. If you start feeling better, don't stop taking it just because you're starting to feel better. Because what happens is you'll have a rebound effect. Then when you go to try to restart the medication, now you have to take a higher dose because the original dose isn't working. If you are taking any type of prescribed psychotropic drug, if that medication is making you feel funny, whether it's making you sleep all day, making your mouth dry, or causing you to drool, weight gain, don't stop taking your medicine. Let the doctor know so that they can make adjustments to your medication, because each person chemical makeup in their body is different and their body responds differently. Each person's body responds differently to medication. You may need a lower dose or you may need a higher dose, but don't abruptly stop taking your medication because it increases your risk of suicide. To people that suffer from depression, this is a message to your loved ones around you, friends or caregivers. Once he or she starts taking medication for depression and they start feeling better, happy, smiling, and start giving items away, what you want to do is keep an eye on them and ask them if they have any thoughts of harming themselves. Because at that point, when a person is giving away themselves, their items, they're making plans to no longer be here on earth. They say 1 in 4 Americans have mental illness. That's of the people that have been diagnosed. I believe the number is higher than that, especially if you grow up in poverty. You're witnessing gang violence every day in your neighborhood, shootings outside your window, violence in the home, violence outside the home, violence in school. It affects you. It affects children. It can cause post traumatic stress disorder in children, PTSD. Imagine how many children in urban areas that witness violence on a daily basis, whether it's inside their home or outside their home. None of them receive treatment. And if there's a social worker in the school, it might be one social worker for 800 children. Now, really, the social worker is not providing any help. So, in closing, I believe the announcement that Real Housewives of Atlanta is being rebooted and all of the women are being fired, it's a distraction from the Kandi Burruss recent episode of Speak On It. Not only is it a distraction, it's to scare the women to accept the pay cut in order to stay. Ladies, you have to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. These people have your likeness once you sign that contract. They make memes off of you. They don't offer you any medical benefits, any retirement. Don't sell yourself short. Right now, while the writers are striking and you have the actors striking, so many of these networks are going to turn to reality stars. There's going to be so many reality shows the longer that this strike lasts. Everybody and their mama will have a show and they'll be getting paid pennies on a dollar. So there has to be some unity. You all have to stick together. We're greater together than we are apart. It's okay for us to have differences, but we can't get ahead if we're constantly trying to pull each other back and behind. And what good is it for you to have everything in the world when you can't even enjoy it? Because when you go and pass away, you can't take it to heaven with you. So, Kandi Burruss, I remember you. We're from the same era, the same generation. I ask that you just issue an apology. And Courtney, I wish you would issue an apology as well. Because knowing what I know now from the research that I've done, you're not that type of person. And we don't have to show our ass as African American women just to be on television. We're greater than that. So I want to thank everyone that has watched this video. Hit the like, subscribe if you haven't done so, and share the video. Every once in a while I'll be a little messy, but today is not that day. Mental health matters, and please be kind to someone in need. Just pay it forward. Try it. Tomorrow when you wake up or tonight when you get off work, try a kind gesture. Whether it's someone short on groceries at the store or someone needing gas, don't give them the money. Buy it for them and tell them pay it forward. It feels good. It really does. We need to promote an environment of positivity and support. And as the elders, we have to set the tone for the generation coming behind us. All right. Good night. Have a beautiful evening. And to the Candy Burruss fans, not all of you are candy lickers. The candy lickers are the ones that are vicious. And I mean, baby, they've been tearing me up in the comments. But in the words of Bone Crusher, honey, I ain't never scared. And I ain't finna beef back and forth with you for free. 'Cause if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Good night.